Trident a few weeks ago. We're happy about that. And then Tower 4 is the smaller of the two. So that's the new World Trade Center complex in a nutshell on the left. If you missed it, don't worry, we are going to see it again on the way back up. We will see it again on the way back up. We're also going to see the Oculus on the way back up. The Oculus is supposed to evoke a feeling of hope and peace. It is meant to look like a giant white bird taking flight. So we're going to see that on the way back up. Now on our left is Manhattan. This is Manhattan on our left. And on our right is New Jersey. So look how close New Jersey is to New York. It's just across the river. It's not technically part of New York, but it is our sister state. It's very close to us. So we've got Manhattan on our left, New Jersey's on our right. This cluster of skyscrapers that you see here on the right, this is called the Gold Coast, and these are World Bank. So the big silver building on the end, that's the Goldman Sachs building, it's a World Bank. And most of these skyscrapers that you see on the right are World Banks. Now sadly they are there due to the 9/11 attacks. When the Twin Towers came down, the banks moved across the river, quickly built this area here in New Jersey, and now we call it the Gold Coast due to the World Banks being there. So as we're headed down the Hudson River, we're entering now into the New York Harbor. This is a natural harbor, it's not man-made. This harbor was discovered by Verrazzano in 1523. Verrazzano was an Italian explorer, and although he was Italian, he was commissioned by Francis I, the King of France. When the winds blew Verrazzano into this harbor in 1523, he was met by a group of Native American Indians. They were called the Algonquin Indian tribe. They brought him flowers, they showed him all around. They'd never seen a Westerner before, they were so excited. And Verrazzano loved it, he loved them. He said they were kind and beautiful and well-dressed. He actually rushed back to Paris to tell Francis I what he discovered, only to learn Francis I was at war and had no ships to spare. So Verrazzano actually never made it back here. In fact, nobody from the Western world came back to this part of the world until 1609, and that's when Henry Hudson arrived. Henry Hudson came down the Hudson River, which is behind us. We're just exiting the Hudson River. Henry Hudson was an English explorer, but working for the Dutch. So this entire area became New Amsterdam in 1626. Yes, we were a Dutch colony before we were a British colony. We were called New Amsterdam, and we became New Amsterdam in 1626. Now, did you know that New York has 63 million visitors a year? It's a lot of people, right? 63 million visitors a year from all over the world. So I want to take a moment to welcome everybody from all around the world. Wish me luck. I'm going to do my best, okay? Ready? Hello, hi, howdy, how, hey, ish, haj, hey y'all, hello, good day mate, hola, como estás, bonjour, ciao, guten tag, ni hao, annyeonghaseyo, konnichiwa, aloha, privyet, oi, yasu, jambo, yo, shalom, salom, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, namaste. Who am I missing? I'm sure I'm missing somebody. Tansi. Welcome aboard, everybody. How's everybody doing? Did I miss anyone? Thank you. If I missed you, let me know. Teach me how to say hello in your native tongue, okay? What's up? So as we're entering deeper into the harbor, we're approaching actually Ellis Island. So this little island on our right, it's got a red brick building, a white water tower, 4 green domes, and a beautiful American flag. Ellis Island is probably the most significant island in the entire nation. And that's because over 40% of Americans can actually trace their ancestry through Ellis Island. So between 1892 and 1954, world came through Ellis Island and they all became American. Now they did have something in common, although they were from all over the world, they all believed in the American dream. And the American dream is you can make something of yourself more here than you can from where you came. So we had 12.5 million people from everywhere you can think of. China, Russia, India, Africa, the Middle East, Israel, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, Southeast Asia, Malaysia, the Pacific Islands, Korea, Canada, Mexico, Pakistan, Palestine, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, everywhere in Europe you can possibly think of, England, Ireland, the British Isles, the Grecian Isles, Scandinavia, the Netherlands, anywhere and everywhere you can possibly think of. 12.5 million people were coming to this tiny little island, Ellis Island, because they all believed in the American dream. It's a very special place, Ellis Island. It put us on the map as a nation. It made us world players via our very own citizens. We now had access to the entire world. It created that unique and dynamic mix that makes us who we are. As you know, here in America, we're very diverse and very dynamic, and that's in a large part thanks to Ellis Island. So Ellis Island actually embodies the spirit of America. Yes, there's nowhere else in the world like Ellis Island. It embodies the spirit of America. Now, speaking of the spirit of America, yes, we are approaching Liberty Island on the right, and that's the island that the Statue of Liberty lives on. Now, we are going to stop in the water, and we are going to see her from both sides of the boat. So everyone's going to get a chance to see her. We're going to stop on the right side or the starboard side, then we're going to turn around and stop on the left side or the port side. Feel free to walk around. Remember, walk, don't run. Stand on the deck, not on the chairs, not in the stairway. And in the event of an emergency, we've got you covered. We've got life preservers here in the white cabinet on deck 3 behind me, and downstairs on deck 2 in the VIP lounge. So we've got you covered. Now, if it starts a rocket, just hang on to the rails. Okay. Liberty Enlightening the World. That's the full name of the Statue of Liberty. That's her true name, Liberty Enlightening the World. And she's absolutely magnificent. She was created by an artist and a visionary named Frederica Gus Bartholdi. And when Frederica Gus Bartholdi was inspired to create the Statue of Liberty, he was studying all about ancient Greece and the Isle of Rhodes. Now, the Isle of Rhodes had a giant statue. It was a symbol for the island. It was called the Colossus. And the Colossus is what inspired Bartholdi to create the Statue of Liberty for America. He felt like it was a great place and it deserved a great symbol to represent it. So when he was creating the Statue of Liberty, he actually based her on a Grecian goddess, and that Grecian goddess is named Libertas. Libertas, however, was a warrior. She was a goddess of war, and Bartholdi wanted something more enlightened than war to represent this great place. So instead of giving her a sword, he gave her a torch, and instead of a shield, she carries the Declaration of Independence and the keystone for the nation. Instead of a helmet, she's wearing a crown. The crown has 7 points. The 7 points represent the 7 continents and the 7 seas. So she is Liberty Enlightening the World. She's dressed in a toga. The toga is a representation of the ancient Grecian ideals our democracy is based on. Liberty, justice, freedom, the court system, those are all ancient Grecian ideals. That's what our democracy is based on. They actually used to wear togas to court in ancient Greece, so that's why she's dressed in the toga. Now, if you look at her closely, you're going to notice she's stepping forward with her left foot, and there are broken chains at her feet. The broken chains represent the broken bonds of slavery. Yes, a lot of people don't realize this, but Bartholdi was a